She lay there. She lay there in his arms, weak, in pain, dying. And just as she takes her last breath, a man, 2 rows in front, snoring, fast off asleep. Other members of the audience awkwardly sniggering during a pivotal moment of the show. I couldn't believe it. She's just been savagely attacked by a plant from out of space, dying in the arms of her new love, surrendering her body as plant food, and some 40-something is 40 winking all over her death. Totally ruining the moment. I wanted to watch her die in silence. Not to a soundtrack of nasal snorting and a sporadic handful of audience members giggling. It was most inappropriate. It was bad enough that during Act 1, there was a woman devouring a picnic. Oh yes, she had Scotch eggs. No sooner than the curtain went up, I could hear the sound of her unzipping her family-size cool bag, purposely opening it with a tentative approach as she was trying not to create a disturbance. However, just dragging out the agony by unzipping intermittently throughout the opening number. She'd have been better getting it over and done with, rather than trying to masquerade as a person with decorum. Believe me when I say she had nobody fooled. However, she did have Scotch eggs, pork pie, a multi-pack of smoky bacon crisps, cream crackers topped with butter, cucumber, cherry tomatoes and cress for garnish, a full bottle of Schlur. Oh, and for dessert she scoffed not 1, but 2 cream horns. She didn't share it with anyone either, ate it all to herself. I can still hear her gleefully sucking the cream off her fingers now. 4 songs in and the lot was gone. I mean, why not eat beforehand? Or in the interval, you know. Why do people insist on eating during live theatre? The lack of respect on others is beyond belief. Where is the etiquette in theatre these days? I've noticed it more and more of late, and it really bothers me that you can spend so much to see a show and then are surrounded by such disrespectful behaviours from other audience members. Once I saw a production of Jesus Christ Superstar. The lady next to me had a baby. I mean, had a baby with her, not gave birth. I think the birth and death of Christ in one afternoon would have been a bit too overstimulating for the citizens of Harkshire. Not to mention progressive for an amateur production. No idea what possessed her to bring a baby with her, though. It couldn't have been more than 6 months old, if that. Every time it began to cry, rather than leave the auditorium, she'd just flop her breast out and let him on. Let me tell you, nothing kills the mood of a crucifixion more than the sound of suckling and slurping of a babe on a boob. Or the stench of its nappy, come to think of it. Although, the theatres don't help. Peddling their sweets, chocolates, crisps, all in packets that create a noise. Oh, the theatre. It used to have a level of sophistication about it, you know. It was an outing, a treat. You dress for the occasion. Not now. I've seen people in tracksuits, shorts, trainers. Ugh, Uggs. It's not acceptable if you ask me. Honestly. Anything goes. That's what I'm seeing next. It's the closest I'll get to a cruise since I saw Titanic the musical last year. I go with my friend Sylvia. We've known each other since school, would you believe? Longest, dearest friendship I have. She can be a bit, what's the word I'm searching for? It'll come to me. She moved out of Kinley back in 1998 to Wilton-on-Cale. Ever since then, our trips to Hark to watch plays and musicals have been a tradition, and the only time we really get to spend with each other. Which suits me, as there isn't a huge pressure to hold a conversation with a person during a theatre outing, and she can be rather dull. She can also be a bit miserable, which is handy, as she lost her front tooth several years ago, so a smile doesn't suit her. Or, at least, I don't like to see her smile whilst we're out in public together. I don't think a missing tooth is very becoming of a theatre-goer. Those actors working their socks off, putting their hearts and souls into their art, only to be observed by a grin that looks like a place to park a bicycle. I've suggested she goes to Turkey and get a new one. Tooth, that is. She could have a full set done. I'd gladly go with her. She says she's used to it now, and that it doesn't bother her. Selfish! Ah, that's it, yes. She's selfish. That's the word I was searching for. Got there in the end. Hark Theatre Royal is my favourite of the theatres in the area. Its grand, traditional opulence makes me wish I'd followed a career treading the boards. I can't help but believe that I belong in that environment. Singing, dancing, acting, they all come so naturally to me. I have a real gift. I often wonder about, joining a theatrical society. Often see recruitment ads in the Harkshire Herald. I have the cheekbone structure for it. And the smile. My issue, I believe, would be the upstaging, of others. I like to see people have their moment in the spotlight, and I worry that I may detract away from that. After all, the audience gaze would be firmly fixed on me every moment. And it just isn't fair on others. Even Keith often remarks that I overshadow other people, that I impose on others and drown out their voices with my presence. And he doesn't even like theatre. Oh, such a natural ability that I seem not to have control over. Any production that I star in would soon become a one-woman show. With that, I'm better just watching, I'd say. Well, for now.